Hi, my name is Naomi Rutuku, and I'm a professor of English at Bakersfield College. My project is titled Guided Feedback on High Stakes Assignments. I decided to conduct my research in two different modalities for the same course. So it's for expository composition, which is a first year composition course, but I wanted to look at it for an asynchronous course as well as my face to face class on campus. This is the first research question I came up with. For students to take higher stakes assignments as seriously as lower stakes assignments, what activities and/or pedagogical changes can I make? I chose this as my question because I was seeing a lot of students really overwhelmed, procrastinating more than usual, and more than anything, just not completing the length and substance required for these longer in length essays. For my literature review, I focused a lot on information that had to do with student retention, what does it take, what are some changes people have made, as well as the emotional reactions students have to school, assignments, and what it really takes to create gritty students. However, the further along I got in my literature review, I discovered a side focus, which was really that I wanted to look at feedback in a close setting, the type of feedback, why certain feedback is given, what sense I can make out of the system I already have, and what changes I could make to the feedback. This new focus led to an edited research question. This is my final research question I went with. How can feedback be formed that helps to build students' confidence and motivation rather than make them feel inept? For my second round of literature review, I looked for information that would focus more on the emotional reaction and responses to feedback on assignments. Here I learned how to create a more focused feedback, something that tries to help avoid students feeling that deep pit of anxiety and overwhelm when they get grades back. Before I decided to redesign feedback, I asked students what kind would be most helpful for them. A lot of them were very blunt about saying, if there's something wrong, tell me what to fix and how to fix it. That was across the board the consensus. That's what they wanted to know, as well as what they were doing really strongly. In redesigning my feedback, I focused the formulas and the templates on identifying two very unique and strong elements that were really had a lot of strength in them, and then two things to work on for subsequent essays, specifically phrased in that way, what to work on for next assignments. My expectations were that I'd see a pretty large improvement in grades from essay 1 to 2, especially since I was now giving feedback in the way that students asked for it to be given to them. The results here are from my asynchronous online class, and you can see that while there were improvements, 10 students did improve in their score, 7 did worse, and 2 just had the same score. For the face-to-face class, it was pretty similar, although only 7 improved and 10 did worse on this second essay, with 1 student getting the same score. After seeing these kind of results, I had to figure out what the problem was, that it clearly went beyond the type of feedback. What I got out of this, and the takeaway I really have from it, is that students might be getting the feedback they want, and they might be thinking about it when they receive it, but there's a disconnect with getting that kind of feedback and figuring out how to make use of it for future assignments. So the recommendation that I have for faculty is that we need to make sure that we are teaching students how to not just read the feedback and view the feedback, but to figure out how to make a connection with that and a plan for future assignments. So for me, what I'm going to be doing on the next upcoming assignment is to require them to look at past feedback and to make a plan about how to avoid some of the pitfalls from before.